Alright guys, day 11, part 1. So in this video I want to talk about how I define deep rest. Forgive me, I have a bit of a cold, so probably going to be sniffling throughout the video. But anyways, I talk a lot about deep work and deep rest and how you need both in order to be productive long term and sustain a high rate of output, a high rate of productivity, essentially. But I haven't really clarified or elucidated what what deep rest actually is. And so I hope I can do that in this video. I'm gonna keep it short, give you guys the basics, the gist of it. So deep rest is basically anything that helps you recuperate from expending a lot of energy. So I know that sounds pretty straightforward, but when you're resting deeply, whatever activity you're doing, it should be something that gives you energy, right? It shouldn't be something that drains you a bit. Examples of things that most people consider to be resting, consider to be fun after work, consider to be their reward for the end of the day include social media, watching TV, playing video games, possibly pornography. I mean, that shit is terrible. Maybe any other kind of a substance abuse habits like alcohol or drugs or smoking, anything like that. That's what most people consider to be rest, and that's so stupid to me. Like after talking to a lot of people and understanding what their definition of normal is, it's completely different from mine. I mean, for me, that shit is so bad. Now I will say one thing: TV. All right, if you're gonna do, I don't encourage doing any of these things, honestly. But the one that is not as bad, like it's the least worst out of all of these, is watching TV. Now, if you're gonna watch TV, I suggest you adopt a practice that I learned from Ali Abdaal, and he talks about how go ahead and watch TV if it's a social activity. And what he means by that is if you're watching TV alone, or if you're planning on watching TV alone, don't watch it. But if your friends are watching TV and you can watch TV with them as a means to spend time with them and interact with people in real life and foster and maintain actual relationships in person, not just texting people over the phone or what's that picture? Snapchat, yeah, like what people use nowadays. I know, I feel like I'm really old because I don't know much about social media or trends that most people are on. But yeah, so if it's a social activity, then go ahead. But the rest of it, even if you might make the argument for video games, but the thing is, video games, they after you're done playing them, you don't stop thinking about them. It's not like TV. You watch TV, once you do it, you're like, okay, whatever, it's over. But when you play video games, you obsess over it because they're designed to keep you hooked on like that. The video games put you into a state of flow. That's the mechanism of video games. That's how they're designed. I'll talk about it more in another video, actually. I think that's a good video topic. But that would stray too much from the point of this video. This video is focused on what deep rest is. So, as you can see, or hopefully as you can see, most of the activities that I listed that most people do after they're done working for the day is just draining them of even more energy. They're not actually recuperating. The only thing that they're actually recuperating from is their sleep, and most people are sleep deprived to begin with, so it's a horrible recipe. You don't rest enough, you don't rest properly, you spend your time after you're done working doing the wrong shit, doing things that don't add any value to your life, okay? And I want you guys to get this one thing straight. Man, this took me a while to understand, but once it clicked, it changed everything for me. Productivity is not just about working. Okay, productivity encompasses multiple aspects of our life. It includes our health, our relationships, our knowledge, our character. It encompasses a lot of things. Being productive basically means making progress in the things that matter to you, making progress in your priorities. And if your priorities, like me, are your health, your work, and the meaningful relationships that you have in your life, then if you're making progress in any of those three facets, you're being productive. Okay? Being productive doesn't mean working for 19 hours a day and then not sleeping, being sleep deprived, waking up the next day, forcing yourself to work. You will just get burnt out. I've done it before, I've tried it before. Trust me, it's not a good recipe. You think you're being productive, but you're really not. Being truly productive is actually difficult because if you're a workaholic like me, you need to understand when you need to cut off the work, when you need to actually take rest. I know you watching videos online that promote, working hard, working harder, delaying gratification, going through the tough times, going through the grind. Essentially, you think that you have to be working every waking minute of every day. You don't. You need to be you should aim to be productive every waking minute of every day. But remember, productivity doesn't mean just working. It means making progress in the important aspects of your life and the things that matter to you. And so for me, although I work most of the day, I'll admit it, I work like the amount of time that I dedicate to working, the amount of time that working encompasses of my day, it exceeds well over 10 hours. It's usually like, if I have to actually count it, it's probably going to come out to around 13 hours or so. Okay, I know that's a big number, but here's the thing. I do not work for the entire 13 hours. I work in intervals, which means I take breaks throughout the day. And during those breaks, I do a certain number of activities. I either talk to someone that I care about or talk to my friends. I either exercise, I walk outside, I might read, I might meditate, I might journal. I might, play some kind of sport, get some kind of physical activity in, because I enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm an outdoorsy kind of person. I like spending time in nature. I do that. And look at the difference between the activities that I spend my time on when I'm resting versus the activities that most people spend their time on, right? The things that I do give me energy. They help me recuperate. They revitalize me in a sense, because working is difficult. It's hard. It drains you of your energy. And so making sure to invest time into activities that give you that energy back so that you can sustain the kind of work that you're doing in the long run is important. You shouldn't be spending time you shouldn't be spending the time that you dedicate to resting on useless shit that just consumes more and more of your energy and doesn't provide you with any value whatsoever. Right? You need to be doing things that actually help you gain that energy back so that you can use it the following day, and then the day after that, and then the day after that, and keep going through what people call the grind, the hustle period, right? I'm going through it right now. I'm sure many of you guys are going through it right now, but yeah, that's essentially what deep rest is. It's investing time in activities that help you recuperate so that you can perform better the next day. And so I already listed some of them, but I'm going to list them again and then cut this video off. So because I don't want it to get too long, because it took forever for some of my other videos on this channel to upload, because I'm uploading them from my phone, and if they exceed 10 minutes it takes a really long time because I've got shitty Wi-Fi right now. But anyways, here's a list of activities that you can do that I would consider that I would qualify as deep rest, and I'm sure many of you would too. Walking, preferably outside, getting some vitamin D, spending time in nature. If you're walking, listen to an audiobook, listen to some music that you enjoy, talk to someone that you care about, have an actual interaction with an actual human being. Maybe go up and speak to a random person, or just document your thoughts. Maybe you can start recording videos the way I am here on this channel, just documenting your thoughts, sharing what you learned, and maybe someone else is going to find it valuable. Maybe you can help someone in the process. Do that. That counts as one. Exercising is a great one. Any kind of physical activity, really. It can be whatever you want, whatever you enjoy. Personally, I love walking. I like playing sports like basketball and tennis and football. And I know like I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, but it's soccer. I am in America, so I call it soccer. But I respect the fact that other people call it football in other parts of the world. So soccer/football. I like playing a lot of sports, so I do that. Another thing is interacting with actual people, having real meaningful conversations with people that you care about, your friends, your family, your loved ones, like your favorite partner or spouse, anything like that. Actually, I'm sure most of you who are watching this or listening to this probably don't have spouses, because you're probably around my age, like younger guys, like early 20s and late teens. Actually, not even late teens, like early teens to early 20s, basically. Like that's the demographic of people who watch my videos, watch my content. But yeah, so interacting with someone, having a meaningful conversation with them. So like basically like anything that helps you take better care of your health, anything that helps you maintain existing relationships or foster new ones, and anything that is relaxing and calming and helps you alleviate stress. Journaling is a great thing. Meditating is a great thing. I have to meditate more. I don't meditate enough, I will admit it. I'm trying to get better at it. But journaling is something that I'm really big on, because it helps me get my thoughts organized down on paper, and that usually leads to some pretty good ideas that I can use for content and for my other financial pursuits. So yeah, those are just a list of activities that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. You know, go ahead, do some research, give it a shot. You just try it for one day, not even a week. Okay, promise yourself that instead of using social media or watching TV or playing video games or anything like that, any pornography that you're into, like if you're into it, I hope you get off of it eventually. Even if you're not already off of it, if you're off of it already, great, that's wonderful. If you're not, you should try to get off of it. Basically, avoid all the bad shit, and just for one day, just do one day, just one day full of good shit. And if you do the things that you enjoy, that qualifies good shit. Like I said, if you want physical activity, do something that you genuinely enjoy doing. If it's riding a bike, if it's swimming, if it's walking, if it's running, like whatever it is to you. If it's playing a sport of some kind, make time for it. Okay, it's gonna pay off in the long run. Right? It's gonna make sure that you don't get burnt out, and it's also something that's good for you. It's good for your health, and it's gonna help you. It's gonna enable you to perform better when you're working. It's like a win-win-win-win. All right. The same thing with your relationships. The right people will add to your life. They'll make your life better in so many ways. You can't really understand it right now, but you will later on. And honestly, like I know I'm not really that old, but I have seen what happens when I isolate myself from people. And you know, like looking back on all the years that I did isolate myself while I was, you know, in middle school and high school, you know, I sometimes wish I had it, honestly. I wish I had, you know, spent some more time with my friends, with people that I cared about, and that made, you know, more memories and had a little bit more fun. But you're not fun in the sense like partying, doing drugs, and smoking weed, not that kind of shit. Fun isn't like, you know, maybe having like nice conversations, or you know, going out, going to a movie maybe with everyone, or maybe going to like play a game of basketball, pick up basketball, play some tennis, like play some sports, like whatever it is, right? So they will add to your life in some way, shape, or form, the right people. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. I hope you find it valuable. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. I think this is the first time I'm actually mentioning that after what is this? This is the 23rd video I posted on this channel, and you know, I forgot to ask you guys to subscribe. So if you find it valuable, please do. It does help. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.